And begin with the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Pledge of allegiance. Clerk will take the roll.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Here.
Mr. Putoff.
Here.
Mr. Sextro.
Here.
Mr. Schaefer.
Here.
Mr. Albrecht.
Here.
Ms. McDaniel is out.
Ms. McDaniel is at Princeton High School Recognition Night tonight, and that's where she should be. Her son is receiving an award over there, so that's where she should be. We have, first of all, we were going to have a proclamation for Lieutenant Asbrock, but he has developed vertigo, I understand, today, and is not available tonight, so we'll put that off for a month. Next on the order is our promotions, and first of all, we have Ordinance 21-17, and I ask permission to read it by title only.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer.
Yes.
Ordinance 21-17, an ordinance appointing Sean P. McKinney and Timothy D. Holloway as police lieutenants effective on the effective date of this ordinance and declaring it as an emergency. I need a motion to suspend the second and third reading of the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer.
Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the emergency clause of the ordinance.
So moved.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer.
Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer.
Yes.
And now declare ordinance 12-17 adopted as an emergency. We'll swear in Sean first. Lieutenant to be McDonald.
McKinney. That's fine.
Raise your right hand, please. I, Sean P. McKinney, do solemnly swear
I, Sean P. McKinney, do solemnly swear
that I will support and obey the Constitution of the United States of America
that I will support and obey the Constitution of the United States of America
and the state of Ohio,
and the state of Ohio,
and that I will in all respects observe the provisions of the charter and ordinances of the Village of Evendale, Ohio,
and that I will, in all respects, observe the provisions of the charter and the ordinances of the Village of Evendale, Ohio,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of police lieutenant to the best of my ability.
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of police lieutenant to the best of my ability. Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it. Appreciate that.
John, I need Sergeant's badge, and here's your Lieutenant's badge. Or officer, your patrolman's badge, there's your Lieutenant's badge. Thank you. Emily, as tradition, Emily will send his Lieutenant's bars on his uniform.
In Evan with the Band-Aid on his forehead from an unfortunate accident about an hour ago. Also, my two parents, Bill and Melissa.
Now, I've had you sign the wrong one, you have to sign the other one.
That
and I'll
sounds
give you
great.
this one.
Thank you, Mayor, I appreciate it. All right.
Okay. Mr. Holloway. Please step up. Okay. It's okay. Raise your right hand, please. I, Timothy D. Holloway,
I, Timothy D. Holloway,
do solemnly swear that I will support and obey the Constitution of the United States of America
do solemnly swear that I will support and obey the Constitution of the United States of America
and the state of Ohio,
and the state of Ohio,
and that I will in all respects observe the provisions of the charter and ordinances of the village of Evendale, Ohio,
and that I will, in all respects, observe the provisions of the charter and the ordinances of the village of Evendale, Ohio,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of police lieutenant to the best of my ability.
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of police lieutenant to the best of my ability. Thank you, Mayor.
Sign this one and okay,
Thank you, Mayor.
good. You're welcome.
Sure. One more picture, Mayor.
I'd just like to say that we appreciate what you all do for the village of Evendale since very good police force. Anything to say?
Yeah, I just want to introduce, real quick, my son Alex, my wife Amy, my dad Dave Holloway, my mom Kathy Holloway, and I have, 3 other adult children, 2 of which are working and 1 of which is sick tonight that we're unable to make it, so, but thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Tim. No. You need to keep that. You want a copy? Yes, I had a red pen.
Well, this is blue.
Okay, now we go back to our original agenda, and the minutes of the previous meeting have been previously distributed. Are there any additions, corrections, or changes? If not, can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Smiley Robertson,
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht,
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel, I'm sorry, Mr. Schaefer,
Yes.
Mr. Putoff,
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Now we'll go to the reports of committees, and first report is Finance Committee, Councilman Albrecht.
Yeah, Mayor, year-to-date, village receipts down by 437,000. March was about 56,000. We know the tax deadline has been extended from April to May, so that will, as far as year-to-date, year over year, will skew the numbers a little bit as compared to last year. So we just have to keep that in mind as we look to April numbers versus May numbers. Overall, village receipts have exceeded expenditures year-to-date by about 290,000. So tightening the belt and everything, we're still doing pretty well in that area. We are also we're going to be receiving some funds through the American Rescue Plan. Right now, the figure is about $531,000. However, that is subject to change when more hands get into the pot and start dividing it up a little bit more. Recreation, there were 156 participants in the egg hunt, which was a great turnout considering the restrictions. I know everybody's interested in the pool this year. At this point, it's going to continue to be on the reservation system until the governor, and we hope the governor in the next month or so, will modify those orders and open it up where we can then accept more than what we did under last year's plan. Service, the tandem dump truck has been delivered. Jurgensen, I know everybody's kind of wondering what's going on out on 75. Just the final details, they're going to be back in mid-May to hopefully finish up everything out there. Temporary fence, people are going to, it's already up by the Cultural Arts Center. Not up yet? They were starting to put something up, weren't they? Okay, I saw they're starting to coordinate it at least.
They were supposed to show up on the 12th.
Right. I saw some flags out. But the temporary fence is going to go up then on that field to start work on, where they're going to borrow through to Norwood Hardware. And so we all know that that's coming, and that'll cause a little bit of disruption. Certainly on those fields, we'll be out of commission for the most part. Gorman Farm, the camps are now 99% full. Row by Row still has some tickets available, and again, they are hoping to have it open based on where COVID goes at this point. Also, I sent everybody, and initially it was on the agenda for tonight, and it's been tabled because it's for the Planning Commission regarding the modification or amendment to the building code with fences around pools. And the reason I brought that up is talking to the local pool vendor. The ability for the purpose of the fence is obviously safety. And these new covers that have been around for a few years now that certainly came about well after we drafted our code are actually safer than the fencing, because you can't hop it, you don't know how, not that I was ever a juvenile delinquent, but I heard people used to jump fences and
Heard the
go
same
swimming and all
rumor.
that. So, anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. I've spoken to him at length. He's the one that told me about the administrative code and how, Ohio has recognized and has distinguished it, provided that it meets certain safety criteria. So if anybody has any questions.
Okay. Any questions of the chairman?
Oh, just a comment. I saw on the website, the Gorman Farm got a grant for some heritage signing on their website, which I'm really happy about, because when that was, the farm was originally set up, Dorothy Gorman pointed to the word heritage with her finger when we were drafting the document. She wanted heritage as a focus of some of the farm, and they've redone the bank building, and hopefully when the Nature Center had it, they had all the old equipment set up in the bank barn, and with signage as to what it was and what it was used for. So hopefully they're going to be getting back to that.
Any other questions or comments? Okay. Fire and Police, Councilwoman
Okay,
Robinson.
I am going to, well, let me just go with police first, since we had the biggest thing. I just wanted to say, obviously, again, congratulations to Lieutenants McKinney and Holloway. We should be really, really thankful here in the village. Speaking of the hiring committee, when we went through the promotion process, it's clear that we have very, very fine talent in this village, and congratulations to them again for being our lieutenant. Now the work begins.
Yes.
Also, I don't know if you mentioned it, Mayor, when we were talking about Councilwoman McDaniel, but the proclamation for our retiring Lieutenant McDaniel will be next month, since he is also at the same recognition event. Okay. Now, Fire, let me start off with the COVID report. We currently have 3 active cases in the village. We've had 189 since March of last year. The county is still in red status, and that's because we have more than 100 cases per day still. Vaccinations in the state, 35% of people have received 1 shot, 22% have received both shots. Hamilton County is slightly better than that, but not that far off those numbers. The minority population in the county is 20% fully vaccinated, so that's not out of line per se with the state number. But if anybody needs any information or is having trouble getting a shot, you can still arrange for a vaccine at armorvac.com. That's ARMORVAC.com. And you probably heard about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine being put on pause by the FDA and the CIC. There were 6 cases out of 6.8 million, but that's where we are. And there are 3 known variants in the state, so that's where we are as far as COVID is concerned. As you're maybe aware, Captain Brown retired on April 2nd. And even though it was his last day and we had a reception, we put him to work. He had six runs that day. So when you work for the village, you work for the village until you're officially out the door. So, and thanks to him for his years of service. What we're going to be doing in terms of the promotions are, the cutoff occurred for candidates who were interested in being captains. So all 3 of our lieutenants, we have put in for that. And then for lieutenants, we had 3 interested people in being lieutenants. They're currently studying because they'll be going through, testing and assessments. We'll be doing interviews in June for both the captains and the lieutenants' positions. You may have noticed that Silco has put their name on their building. The grand opening for that is going to be on May 21st, so that's just an FYI. And there's an ordinance on the agenda, and that's back to the promotions to transfer money for the testing expenses that we're going to incur as far as the promotion in the fire department. Cultural arts, hopefully all the residents received this card in the mail giving you information. The exhibition starts on May 1st. We had 100, we accepted 120 out of 266 submissions, and the submissions were pretty close to what we had last year. The rehearsals have started for a Tri-County Players Made production of An Inspector Calls, and the current artist exhibiting at the Rec Center is Rick Herzog. So that's kind of our cultural arts report. As far as the building and zoning, Andrew Rodney let us know that he'll be doing a quarterly update as far as residential rentals are concerned. So currently we have 40 active rentals here, and if you haven't had a chance, the map feature out that you can get to via the website, you can actually see where those rentals are located here in the village. The ordinance for the fee structure is for revising our fee structure is on the agenda for tonight. That is to try to bring in line, our fees were somewhat outdated, and to make them more similar to surrounding communities, so that's on our agenda tonight. We agreed to continue to table the ordinance on parking for electric vehicles. We did receive the grant from the state of Ohio for $11,000. It's a reimbursable grant, so we have to pay it first and then get reimbursed for it, but we didn't see any need as a committee to pursue the parking ordinance at this time. And that's our report. Any
Okay.
questions?
Anybody have any questions or comments?
I think the fee schedule was just for first reading tonight.
Yes.
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 Just on first reading.
Yes, first reading. Thank you for
Okay, the mayor has a couple of comments. Number one, the budget committee met last Thursday, and we have agreed to send out a survey to 20-plus of our larger businesses to try to get a handle on what this working at home is going to mean to the revenues of the community. I've also put at your places tonight this analysis done by the Greater Ohio Policy Center, and it analyzes pretty well what's going on as far as the situation is concerned. I would invite you to have a reading of that document. We're meeting again on this Thursday, and we're going to meet every Thursday thereafter. Also, Councilman Putoff brought up to me tonight that each department should look at their webpage, correct, Councilman? And what did you find?
Well, the Griffin Farm, it said to say hi to Bob Griffin and thank him for the donation of the park. And unfortunately, he passed away a couple years ago, so I thought it was a good idea that we change that today.
Bring it up.
So if the department heads have any, could review their sections, see if there's anything obsolete, outdated, needs to be changed. Might be a good time for that, just because I've noticed a few things recently.
Okay, and the last thing is, in reading the Cities and Villages magazine this month, I noticed that the Ohio Municipal League is pushing for communities that would like to become Purple Heart communities. And I thought that might be something that we could pursue. We can notify the person that's in charge of it in Columbus, and then we have to pass a resolution, and then we will get a plaque. And I think that plaque could be appropriately displayed on the Veterans Memorial up on the hill. So if that's okay, we'll get the resolution together, and we'll get with the gentleman from this first, and get the resolution together, and have it ready for next month's council meeting. And all I have. Any questions? All right, then we'll go to the rest of the agenda. First is ordinance 21-05. I'd like permission to read it by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Real quick, Mayor, if I could, if you have the
Yes,
reading.
that's right, we're going to move this to next month's agenda, but we're going to deal with it next month, one way or the other, one way or the other. This is the rezoning of the QTC building.
Do we need a motion to table it?
It's on for third reading, so if we don't pass it, you got to table it.
I need to table it for,
Table it till the May meeting.
Is there a motion to table it?
so moved.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Ms. McDaniel, Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Rand. Mr. Rand, sorry. I'm looking at,
Do I look like?
He was here tonight, and his ghost is still with us.
Mr. Sextro.
Here.
Mr. Schaefer.
Yes.
I think.
Okay. That little faux pas, we'll go to ordinance 20-14, and I need a motion to read it by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Putoff.
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer.
Yes.
Ordinance 20-14, an ordinance approving a transfer from the contingency fund to the fire department and declaring it as an emergency. This is the amount of $20,000, and I need a motion to suspend the second and third reading.
Before that, Mayor, shouldn't it be 21-14?
Yes, you're right,
Yes,
mislabeled.
yes. And this is for the exam.
You're correct.
Yes.
The
It's ordinance
promotional exam.
21-14.
Okay,
The actual ordinance is correct, it's just on the agenda.
okay. So moved on the suspension.
Maybe that's why Mr. Rands was brought up.
Last year.
Maybe. Ms. Smiley Robertson, you make a motion?
Yes.
And I need a second.
Second.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Putoff.
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer.
Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the emergency clause of the ordinance.
So moved. Second.
Putoff.
Yes.
Sextro.
Yes.
Schaefer.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer.
Yes.
Now declare ordinance 20-14 adopted as an emergency. Next is ordinance 21-15, and I need a motion to read it by title only. No. Yes, read it by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer.
Yes.
An ordinance repealing chapter 1442 OF, the Evendale Code of Ordinances in its entirety, and adopting a new permit fee table. And we're going to, this will be the first reading. Ordinance 21-16, I need a motion to read it by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer.
Yes.
An ordinance approving a transfer from the contingency fund to the building maintenance department and declaring it as an emergency. May I have a motion to suspend the second and third reading of the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Mr. Sextro.
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer.
Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the emergency clause of the ordinance.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Putoff.
Yes.
Sextro.
Yes.
Schaefer.
No.
Mr. Albrecht.
Yes.
Smiley Robertson.
Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency.
Can we do that with four?
Yes.
We had
We
eight.
need 5 for an emergency. Just don't see the emergency. We haven't even started tearing up the field yet. Goes into effect in 30 days. It's not going to affect anything. We don't need an emergency. Well, all we're doing is transferring money to our service department. And in 30 days from now, we can do it, and it's not going to affect that project one bit. So I don't see the need for an emergency.
I think they would disagree with you and the Recreation Department and the Service Department, but if that's your choice, that's your choice.
That's fine.
The ordinance then does not pass, and you have to bring it.
No, it passes.
So it passes.
It passes.
Doesn't go into effect for 30 days.
It just doesn't go into effect for 30 days.
Motion to adopt the ordinance, period.
So moved.
Second. Mr. Albrecht?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
Now declare ordinance 2116 adopted. Ordinance 2119 next. I'd like permission to read it by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
An ordinance to amend section 281-220 to provide for the ability to modify certain personnel policies and declaring it as an emergency. Need a motion to suspend the second and third reading of the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
I have a question, Mayor. Is this ordinance 2119?
This is ordinance 2119.
Okay, you had read the section, isn't it, I have 258.220.
258.220. Did I say something else?
I thought you had said 288.
Okay, it's 258.220.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
I need a motion to adopt the emergency clause of the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
Now I declare ordinance 21-19 adopted as an emergency. Now we have ordinance 21-20, and I need approval to read it by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
Ordinance providing for the modification of certain village personnel policies pursuant to section 258-220 of the codified ordinances of the village of Evendale in order to retain Bill Meckley, the village electrician, beyond what would have been his retirement date, and declaring it as an emergency. I need a motion to suspend the second and third reading of the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the emergency clause of the ordinance.
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second.
I'm sorry,
Carolyn.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
Now I need a motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
Now declare ordinance 20-21 adopted as an emergency.
21-1.
Sorry?
21-1.
21-20. Next is 21-21, and I need permission to read it by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to hire part-time and seasonal employees for the Recreation Department and declaring it as an emergency. I need a motion to suspend the second and third reading of the ordinance.
So moved.
Second,
Mr. Albrecht?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
yes.
Snyder Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
I now need a motion to adopt the emergency clause of the ordinance.
So moved.
Second,
Snyder Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
yes.
Mr. Albrecht?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
Now a motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency.
So moved,
Second.
Mr. Sextro?
yes.
Mr. Albrecht?
Yes.
Snyder Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
I now declare ordinance 21-21 adopted as an emergency. Next is ordinance 21-22, and I need permission to read it by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Snyder Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
An ordinance authorizing the payment of amounts due and ordinance authorizing the payment of amounts upon, I'm sorry. The first payment of an amount due upon certain contract requiring certification of the availability of the funds and declaring it as an emergency. This is our then and now ordinance. I need a motion to suspend the second and third reading.
So moved,
Second.
Mr. Sextro?
yes.
Mr. Albrecht?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
I need a motion to adopt the emergency clause of the ordinance.
So moved.
Second,
Mr. Albrecht?
Yes.
Sextro?
yes.
Snyder Robertson?
Yes.
Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes. Now a motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Snyder Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
Now declare ordinance 21-22 adopted as an emergency. Next is ordinance 21-23, and I need permission to read it by title only.
So moved.
Second,
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
yes.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder Robertson?
Yes.
An ordinance approving water management and sediment control plan for the Kinetic Vision and authorizing building commissioner to issue permit and declaring it as an emergency. I need a motion to suspend the second and third reading of the ordinance.
So moved.
Second,
Ms. Snyder Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
yes.
Mr. Albrecht?
Yes.
Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
Now a motion to adopt the emergency clause of the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Albrecht?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
Motion to adopt the ordinance as an emergency.
So moved,
Second.
Mr. Albrecht?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
yes.
Ms. Snyder Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
Now declare ordinance 21-23 adopted as an emergency. It's the first step to a good beginning. I'm at the end of the agenda. Is there any other business to come before the,
Mayor, just one thing, just wanted to remind everyone, Shred Day is coming up. It'll be April 24th from 9 to noon. We'll have the same setup that we've had in years previous. Electronics will be out in front of administration, paper shredding, rec, and household chemicals and paint up at the service department.
okay?
Did we want to mention the upcoming CIC meeting this Thursday?
Yes, on Thursday night at 7 o'clock, there's an informational CIC meeting in the Recreation Center, and all council is invited to attend. Any other questions or comments? Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second,
Mr. Albrecht?
Yes.
Mr. Sextro?
yes.
Mr. Putoff?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder Robertson?
Yes.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yes.
Adjourn.
Hey, Dave.